students. Today I am going to go with biology session. In my previous videos I have explained to you about the human circulatory system, transportation in human. Now today I am going to discuss with transportation in plants. Clear? Now the thing is, transportation, again I am repeating, it is the circulation of the important material which is required by the organisms. Now in plants, how it happens, because there is no such blood or blood vessels are there to carry all these nutrients and all. So how the plants absorb all this, how the plants circulate or the transport all this material. Now there are, I am starting with, come. Now in plants, two vessels are there. Last year in tissue chapter you have studied about that xylem and phloem. These are the vessels or the vascular bundles they are called, which helps in transportation in plants of different minerals, water and food. Clear? Now first is xylem. Xylem which carries water and mineral from soil to different parts of the body. Clear? And phloem which carries the which prepares in plants photosynthesis, that is autotrophic nutrition is taking place. So phloem carries all the soluble material from the leaf to different parts. See, from xylem from root to different parts of the plant and phloem from leaf to different parts of the plant. Clear? First I'll discuss with xylem, then I'll go with phloem. Now xylem. Last year you have studied that xylem. The components of xylem are tracheids, vessels and parenchyma. Parenchyma cells. These are xylem vessels. Now in plants, how it happens. Xylem carries water and minerals to different parts of the plant by two processes, that is transpirational pull and root pressure. Now I'll discuss about transpiration pull and root pressure. Now this is the plant. This is the plant. Plant may be of short size, may be of smaller size or may be of bigger size. Clear? Now in smaller size plants, diffusion can work along with the xylem vessel. What is diffusion and osmosis? Diffusion, it is the process of, it is a spontaneous flow of the particles, maybe solid, liquid or gas, from high concentration region to low concentration region on its own. What is osmosis? This is another term. Diffusion, mostly we are talking about gases and the smaller organisms or the lower plants in which the diffusion will do. But when I am talking about the longer plants or height, those plants having quite height, so how it takes place inside. So diffusion is also there, and another term that is called osmosis. What is osmosis? It is the spontaneous flow of water from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration through semi-permeable membrane. What is semi-permeable membrane? These are present both in plant cell as well as animal cell. This is the outermost membrane of the cell. Clear? So through semi-permeable membrane, osmosis takes place and diffusion takes place on its own. That is, mostly diffusion takes place for gases and water particles. Clear? Now come here, root pressure and transpirational pull. Now first I'll discuss with what is transpiration. Transpiration, it is the loss of excess water from the plant in the form of vapor is known as transpiration. The loss of water in the form of vapor into the atmosphere from plants is known as transpiration. Transpiration occurs through stomata. Now what is stomata? It is present on the leaves, that is, these are two kidney shaped structure inside which there is the stomatal pore. Stomatal pore is there and this is stomata. Now how stomata works? Now stomata, these are the guard cells which allows the water or gases to release out. Now what happens? Stomata, the first function, it helps in exchange of gases. Exchange of gases means when photosynthesis takes place during the day, then what happens, student? During photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide is absorbed and the oxygen is released out. This is again done by stomata. And the transpiration takes place through stomata, that is release of the water in the form of vapor. That is transpiration. So stomata, two functions, transpiration and exchange of gases. Now what is transpiration pool, which is very important. Now these are the guard cells. Now suppose this is the flaccid condition and this is the guard cell kidney shape. Now suppose this is open. Now if the guard cells are filled with water, then it becomes like this and it swells up and the guard cell will open that stomatal pore and the water will release out. As soon as the water release, it becomes flaccid. It becomes flaccid like this. Again it fills with water, it opens and then the water evaporates again. This is how the guard cells work. Now what happens if the water is releasing out from this point? Suppose this is the tree. Now in tree, the above the soil is known as shoot system, below the soil is known as ground level, that is known as root system. First I'll explain you about the transpiration pool, then I'll explain you about the root pressure, how it happens, and this is how the xylem carries the water and mineral to different parts of the plant. Now this is the stomatal pore. This is the microscopic structure which is here. Now stomatal pore, what happens? As soon as the water releases, जैसे ही water release होगा, there is the vacancy create, there is a gap created over here. Now water, that means this is the low pressure gap. Clear? Initially it was high. As soon as the water releases out, this is low pressure zone because high concentration to low. As soon as the water evaporates, these are the cells of the xylem. These are the cells of the xylem. Just I have made simply the boxes over here, but here the pressure decreases and the vacancy. What happens? The vacancy will create, or the gap will create for the next water molecule to reach, because here this water molecule has moved, this water molecule moved out through stomata, that is transpiration will take place. Now if there is a gap, then this water particle, these are the water particles, will enter inside this. Then what happens? This becomes high and this becomes low pressure. Clear student? This is the vacancy. Now, as soon as the vacancy, the next wala jo cell hai, that will release its water molecule to that vacant area or the gap area, and this will become the low concentration level. Again, here the water level is high. Here the water, what happens? If it goes there, then again it becomes what? Vacant. So, this from high to low, again this water particles will move. In this way the pull creates. That means pull means suction. Automatically from high pressure to low pressure, water starts rising. Suppose if a suction pull, what is that? If you are drinking water through straw or the juice when you take, to juice when you create pressure, ऐसे करके आप जब उसको पीते हैं तो there is the pressure created and automatically the juice starts. That means there is the pressure creates over here. This is known as transpiration pull. The suction starts, and suction means high pressure to low pressure. High pressure to low pressure. It starts moving and water continuously evaporates and the transpiration will take place. And this, though the transpiration, because of the transpiration it happens, the water molecule releases, there is the gap. So that is why this pull of water is known as transpiration pull. Again I am repeating. जब आपका ट्रांसपिरेशन होएगा तो आपका वाटर पार्टिकल जो इसमें भरा हुआ था वो आपका बाहर चला गया. दिस पोर्शन बिकम्स लो प्रेशर एरिया एंड एक गैप या वैकेंसी आ जाएगी. दिस इज लो एरिया. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस? यहां से जो हाई था वाटर वो आपका चला जाएगा यहां पे. अब ये लो हो गया, ये हाई हो गया. अगेन उसके नीचे वाला हाई था, जब ये लो हो गया इसने अपना पानी यहाँ पे दे दिया. तो दिस इज हाउ द सक्शन पुल क्रिएट्स. एंड ट्रांसपिरेशन पानी को क्या करता जा रहा है? अपनी तरफ खींचता जा रहा है. और ऑटोमेटिकली जो पानी चला आ रहा था वो खींचता खींचता ट्रांसपिरेशन पुल के थ्रू पूरे प्लांट्स में आपका क्या हो जाएगा? वाटर विल evaporate और ट्रांसपिरेशन. दिस इज द पर्टिकुलर एरिया. कहीं से भी हो सकता है, कहीं से भी इस तरीके से आप कहीं से भी ज्वाइन करा सकते हैं. दिस इज नॉट द पर्टिकुलर एरिया कि वहीं से ट्रांसपिरेशन होगा. नो, कहां भी लीव, वेयर एवर द लीव्स आर प्रेजेंट द ट्रांसपिरेशन इज गोइंग ऑन. Throughout the plant the water and minerals are transported. ये तो हो गया ट्रांसपिरेशन पुल से ऊपर की साइड खींचना. Now root pressure, how the root absorbs the mineral and water from the soil. Clear? Come. Next is, this is the root. ये एक बड़ा सा root मैंने आपको करके दिखाया, and these are again boxes of xylem. Now outside the root, inside the soil, there are water and minerals are present. ठीक है, water और mineral आपका present है. Minerals में you can take potassium, phosphorus, sodium, zinc, etc., magnesium. These are the ions which are present inside the soil along with water. What happens due to diffusion again? Diffusion, or you can say osmosis, because there is the semi-permeable membrane. Clear? Due to diffusion, these cells will absorb. क्या करेगा? Absorb. Now here it is low concentration, and here it is high concentration of water and mineral. Automatically these, due to the pressure, energy लेगा थोड़ा सा plant अपना ATP use करके इसको अपनी side खींचेगा. Through osmosis or diffusion, these ions from high concentration to low concentration enters inside the root hair. Clear? और जैसे ही रूट हेयर के अंदर आया, what happens? यहाँ पे आपका वाटर एंड मिनरल लो था, अब यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? हाई हो जाएगा. ठीक है? Because it started due to diffusion or osmosis. High concentration to low concentration. Here it is high concentration because water and minerals are enough amount in the soil. Now it will use its own energy or ATP molecule. What is ATP? Adenosine triphosphate. These are the energy molecules which is giving energy. तो ये क्या करेगा? Due to that energy, it will absorb this towards itself. Once absorption takes place, it starts. That means high concentration to low concentration. Automatically it will start, or the osmosis will also take place through semi-permeable membrane. Now what happens? Now it enters inside this. So here it is high, here it was low. Now this area will become, this box ke andar water and mineral will become high. But here it is low. So again, high concentration to low concentration. That means this will become high and this is low. This is how again high to low, high to low, high to low. This is how the difference creates. That is called concentration difference or osmotic difference. Osmotic pressure difference or osmotic gradient. These are all differences in the concentration. See student, difference means एक गैप आता जाएगा, हाई टू लो कंसंट्रेशन, फिर ऊपर वाला हाई हो गया, ये लो हो गया, हाई टू लो कंसंट्रेशन, अब ये वाला लो हो गया. तो दैट मीन्स फ्रॉम हाई टू लो कंसंट्रेशन automatically it will start rising, and because of the transpirational pull, it keep on pulling over here and release it. First it will go throughout the plant and the excess water will release out through transpiration. This is how transpiration and root pressure both will take place simultaneously. Again, I am repeating students. Xylem undergoes or transports water and mineral in the form of two processes, that is transpiration and what? Transpiration and root pressure. Transpiration, it is a loss of water through the stomatal pore, and what happens? It will create the pressure over here. That means the difference in concentration will take place and the suction will develop. That is known as transpirational pull. That is the suction pull which will start absorbing these water and mineral and releases out throughout the plant, as well as the excess will release out. With that, the root pressure is going on. The root hairs that will absorb the water and mineral from the soil, and through osmosis or diffusion and from high concentration that is outside the root enters into the low concentration inside the root hair. And when it enters inside, this is the high pressure level. When it becomes the high pressure level, then the upper one is low. Then what happens? This from high to low, again it becomes high, and then it becomes low. This is how from high to low concentration, that is difference in concentration or osmotic gradient or osmotic pressure, you can call any one of the name, and the water will start rising, water and mineral will start rising through the xylem vessel, and transpiration pull will pull that water upwards towards outside. excess and throughout the plant. This is how the transportation of water and mineral takes place in plants. In xylem, it is always unidirectional. That is, the transport of water and minerals are always unidirectional. One way it is going from root to different parts of the plant. It will not come back. That means high concentration to low concentration. Now come to transportation of food particles. How the food is transported from leaf to different parts of the plant. And the transportation of food from leaf to different parts of the plant is known as translocation. So what is translocation? 1 mark question. It is the transport of the soluble food particles from leaf to different parts of the plant. And this takes place through phloem cells. Now this is the leaf which undergoes autotrophic nutrition or photosynthesis, and during photosynthesis it prepares the food over here which has to be transported to different parts of the plant. Now what is that food called? Called sucrose. Now see students how it happens. Here I have drawn the phloem vessel, right? And this is the leaf, and these are the particles ready, that is the sucrose particle. First the leaf will absorb this ATP. It will utilize its ATP molecule, which is the energy currency of the cell, which is there in the plant. It will utilize its energy and enters into the phloem cells through osmosis. That is high concentration to low concentration through semi-permeable membrane, and when it enters inside along with the sucrose, it shifts the sucrose molecule into the phloem, and these food particles will go to different areas of the plant, maybe stem, mostly the dry parts, stem, branches, roots, etc. Leaf itself it is preparing, so leaf it will not. Next, now due to it will gain energy through ATP molecule and shift the sucrose molecule into the phloem. Now into the phloem it will be the high pressure area. Clear? Along with the xylem is also continuously shifting its water particles. So here the food will become soluble, that is sucrose plus water forms the soluble food, and then it starts flowing. Now high pressure, that means here the high pressure of sucrose and the water particles will go to the next level, that is the low pressure area. High to low, and then this low area now becomes high pressure, and from high to again low, that means high to low, the difference will create, which is known as osmotic concentration difference. And in this way it reaches to different parts of the plant and used up there. And if sucrose is used up by the plant, then it will collect in the form of, where it will collect now? All the part of the plant has collected the sucrose, but still the sucrose is going on forming. Then what happens? It will collect in the form of fruits, vegetables, and all those areas where, and the roots, you can see vegetables, that is carrot, radish, there also it will collect in the same form. So soluble food will shift throughout the phloem particles. Phloem cells, phloem which carries the soluble food particle, xylem which carries the water and mineral. Clear students? Now in my next video, I'll continue with nutrition in plants. That means normal plant or the testal plant as well as to the desert plant. Here everything is clear? Okay. Thank you so much students.